Right, Emma. So we're talking about really getting beyond the typical affiliate stuff today, aren't we? Like, it's not just about, throwing up a quick review site and hoping for the best. That era, I mean, it's evolving, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, James. And I feel like so many people, they kind of get stuck in that loop, like just chase the trending product, blast some ads, but then they wonder why it doesn't, why it doesn't stick. So when you say beyond conventional, what's like the very first thing that kind of springs to mind for you? Is it like a mindset shift or?
It's absolutely a mindset shift, Emma. You've hit the nail on the head there. I mean, first point, it's about moving away from that get-rich-quick mentality, which, let's be honest, has plagued affiliate marketing for ages. We're talking sustainable, long-term growth. It's building an actual business, not just chasing commission checks. It's thinking like an owner, really, rather than just a sort of a fleeting promoter. That's crucial.
Yeah, I hear you. It's like you're not just a middleman, you're a value provider. And that just changes everything, doesn't it? Because then your whole approach to everything else, well, it kind of pivots, right? So, what's like the next big unconventional piece once you've got that mindset dialed in?
Well, once that mindset's in place, you then start looking for opportunities that others are just completely overlooking. And that, Emma, leads us straight into unearthing those overlooked niches. Most people, they go for the obvious stuff, don't they? Weight loss, make money online, dating, all super competitive, saturated markets. What we're talking about here, is really digging into specific, often smaller, communities with very particular unmet needs.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Because, like, if you're trying to stand out in a sea of a million other affiliates talking about the same lose 10 pounds in 10 days product, it's exhausting. But how do you even start finding these overlooked niches? Is it like searching for super specific keywords or what's the secret sauce there, James?
It's not really a secret per se, more of an approach. First, you've got to be a problem solver. You're looking for painful problems that people have, but where the existing solutions, they're either inadequate or just not well known. Think about sub-niches within sub-niches. For example, instead of gardening, perhaps hydroponic urban gardening for apartment dwellers. It's that level of specificity. You're looking for forums, subreddits, Facebook groups where people are asking detailed questions and not getting satisfying answers. That's where the gold is, Emma, truly.
Okay, so you found your super specific niche, right? Hydroponic urban gardening for apartment dwellers. I love that example, by the way. Now, like, how do you actually establish yourself as an authority in such a unique space? Because I'm thinking you can't just slap up a generic blog post about, I don't know, best hydroponic kits. That's not really unconventional or building true authority, is it?
Precisely, Emma, precisely. And that's where content truly shines. But not just any content. We're talking about deep dive, often overlooked, problem-solving content. So instead of best hydroponic kits, you might create a guide on optimizing nutrient solutions for leafy greens in a compact, low-light apartment setup, or troubleshooting common root rot issues in small-scale apartment hydroponics. Do you see the difference? It's specific, it's actionable, and it addresses real pain points people in that exact niche have.
Wow, yeah, that's a massive difference. You're not just reviewing a product, you're like solving an actual problem for them, making their life easier. And I guess that just builds trust like crazy, doesn't it? Because you're proving you actually get their specific struggles rather than just trying to sell them something.
Absolutely. And that trust, that genuine helpfulness, it's the foundation of everything we're discussing today. It means your audience view you as a go-to resource, not just another affiliate chasing a book. That's powerful.
Now, let's talk about traffic, Emma. Most people, they immediately think, oh, I need to run Facebook ads or Google ads, don't they? And while paid traffic has its place, it's often fiercely competitive and expensive, especially in broader niches. We're looking for unconventional traffic, for those sources that others aren't really tapping into, especially for our very specific niche.
Okay, so if we're not just pouring money into ads, what are we doing? Because traffic is like the lifeblood, right? So is it like guest posting on super niche blogs, or what's the angle here for getting eyes on that awesome problem-solving content you just talked about?
You're getting warmer, Emma. Guest posting can be part of it, for sure, but think broader. We're talking about really leveraging niche communities. So consider platforms like Quora, Reddit, specialized forums. Not just dumping links, mind you, but genuinely participating, answering questions, providing value. Think about dark social too, private messaging groups, Discord servers, where people are discussing exactly those niche problems. You become a helpful voice there, organically introducing solutions where appropriate. It's about being present where your niche audience already congregates, rather than forcing them to come to you.
Oh, that's smart. So it's less about broadcasting to the masses and more about being like a respected member of a super focused, smaller group. And then I guess they naturally start to see you as the go-to person when they need something related to, say, their tiny apartment hydroponic system. So, building on that, James, about being present in communities and not just broadcasting, what about influencers? Because usually when people think influencer marketing, they think like huge celebrities or people with millions of followers. Is there like an unconventional angle there too for our specific niche?
Absolutely, Emma. You've hit on a critical point. We're not chasing the mega influencers here. That's too broad and too expensive for most. What we're after are micro-influencers. These are individuals with smaller but incredibly engaged and loyal audiences, often with highly specific interests. Think someone with, say, 5,000 followers who only talks about vintage fountain pens, for example. Their audience is hyper-targeted, and their recommendations carry immense weight within that specific community. It's about genuine alignment, not just reach.
Oh, okay. So it's not about the sheer number of followers, it's about the quality and relevance of that following. So for our apartment hydroponics example, we'd be looking for like someone on Instagram who consistently shares their tiny balcony garden setup or a small YouTube channel doing DIY grow lights. And then like how do you even approach those kinds of people without it feeling super salesy?
It's all about relationship building, Emma. First, you engage with their content authentically. You comment, you share, you build a rapport. Then you reach out with a genuine offer of collaboration, focused on providing value to their audience. Perhaps you offer a unique resource or a high-value piece of content they can share. It's a partnership, a mutual value exchange, not just a, hey, promote my link sort of thing. That's vital for long-term success. Now, Emma, once we've got the mindset, the niche, the content, the traffic, and the collaborations working, it's all about conversion, isn't it? But again, not in the traditional, aggressive, salesy way. We're talking about subtle conversion psychology, ethical nudging, if you will.
Ooh, ethical nudging. I like the sound of that because like nobody wants to feel manipulated, right? So how do you get someone to make a purchasing decision or take that action without making them feel like they're being pushed into it? What are some like key unconventional tactics there?
Well, first, it's about persuasion, as Robert Cialdini puts it. It's setting the stage before the offer. You address potential objections proactively in your content. You highlight the transformation a product offers, not just its features. For example, instead of saying, buy this new nutrient solution, you talk about, imagine lush, vibrant greens on your counter all year round, even in a small apartment. You're framing the benefit, the desirable outcome first and foremost. Then, when the product is introduced, it feels like the natural, obvious solution.
Right, so you're not just presenting a thing to buy, you're presenting like a solution to a desire they didn't even fully articulate yet. And I guess that also means using things like ethical scarcity, where it's genuinely limited, or social proof that's really authentic, not just like fake testimonials.
Precisely. Authentic social proof, real case studies, and genuine scarcity that truly reflects limited availability. It's about guiding, not coercing. It's a very different approach that builds long-term customer trust.
So, James, once you've made the sale or someone's converted, what then? Because, like, a lot of affiliate stuff feels very one and done, you know? Get the commission, move on. But you keep talking about sustainable growth and long term. So, what are we building here that lasts beyond, like, that initial transaction?
Excellent question, Emma. This is where we shift to building what I call evergreen assets. You see, a one-off sale is fine, but it's not a business. An evergreen asset is something that continues to provide value, generate leads, or, earn revenue over time independently of your immediate efforts. First and foremost, a well-curated, engaged email list in your niche. That's gold. It's a direct line to your audience, unmediated by algorithms.
Oh, right. Like, I've heard people say the money is in the list, but when you're in a super specific niche, I guess that list is even more valuable because it's so targeted. What other kinds of evergreen assets are we talking about beyond an email list? Like physical products or...
Not necessarily physical products, though that's an option down the line. Think proprietary content or tools. Perhaps you develop a unique calculator for optimizing hydroponic nutrient ratios, or a niche-specific template for meal planning for specific dietary restrictions. Something genuinely useful that isn't readily available elsewhere. This could be a free lead magnet that builds your list, or even a small, affordable product that generates recurring micro-revenue. It's about creating your own intellectual property, something that establishes you as indispensable within that niche. It's a game changer, really.
All right, so we've got all these unconventional strategies rolling, right? The niche, the traffic, the conversions, the assets. But how do we know if it's actually working, Emma? And more importantly, how do we make it better? That's where data-driven iteration comes in, but again with an unconventional twist.
Oh, that's key. Because you could be putting in all this effort, but if you don't know what's landing, you're kind of just guessing, aren't you? So for these less conventional methods, like leveraging dark social or micro-influencers, what kind of data are we even looking at? Is it like still just conversions and clicks, or are there more subtle metrics we should be tracking?
It's all of that, but also looking at the qualitative data. Beyond just click-through rates and conversion percentages, we're studying engagement within those niche communities. What questions are repeatedly asked? What content gets shared the most? Are there specific pain points that your current solutions aren't fully addressing? It's about really listening to the pulse of your niche. We're also A/B testing elements that, most people wouldn't even consider. Perhaps a different framing for a problem, or a unique call to action embedded within a longer form guide. It's iterative, it's continuous refinement, and it's deeply rooted in understanding your audience, not just numbers.
So it's not just about like, did this ad convert? It's more like, did this specific piece of value-driven content resonate? And what does that tell me about what my audience really needs next? That's super insightful. It's like being a detective for your own niche, isn't it? Okay, James, so we're building these amazing assets, we're iterating with data, everything's humming along nicely. Now, what about scaling? Because when you hear scaling in affiliate marketing, sometimes it feels like it just means more of everything faster, which can quickly lead to cutting corners or, well, getting a bit dodgy, you know? How do we scale ethically with these unconventional methods?
Exactly, Emma, and this is absolutely vital. Ethical scaling isn't just a buzzword, it's the bedrock of longevity. You're completely right, a lot of scaling advice pushes for rapid, often unsustainable growth at any cost. For us, it means doubling down on transparency, always. Disclosing affiliate relationships clearly, always recommending products you genuinely believe in, and always prioritizing the audience's best interest over a quick commission. It's about building trust brick by brick, not tearing it down with aggressive, misleading tactics.
So, like, if you build up a reputation in your niche as the trusted expert, that's an asset in itself, right? And protecting that means you can't just suddenly start pushing like any old product that comes along, even if it has a high commission. You have to be super selective.
Precisely, your reputation is everything. It means choosing fewer, higher quality offers that truly align with your audience's needs, even if the immediate payout isn't the highest. It's about fostering long-term relationships with your audience and with the vendors you promote. That way, when you do recommend something, it carries far more weight. And, well, that's how you build a truly sustainable, scalable business that lasts, you know? It's the alchemy of affiliate marketing, really. So, Emma, to wrap things up today, if you had to boil down this whole unconventional approach to affiliate alchemy into, well, one or two key takeaways for our listeners, what would you say is the absolute most crucial thing to remember?
Oh, that's a tough one. There's been so much good stuff. But I think if I had to pick, it's really about being a solution provider first, not just a product promoter, you know? Like really understanding a niche's specific pain points, and then, and only then, figuring out how to genuinely help them. And then also the whole ethical aspect, like building real trust and thinking long term, not just chasing quick wins. Because, like you said, that's what actually lasts. What about you, James? Any final unconventional pearls of wisdom?
You've articulated it perfectly, Emma. For me, it's embracing curiosity and patience. The unconventional path isn't always the fastest, but it's often the most rewarding. Be curious about overlooked problems, be patient with relationship building, and just really commit to providing genuine value. That's the true alchemy, isn't it? Turning insight into, well, into gold, but ethically and sustainably. Right, well, that's been brilliant, Emma. Until next time.
Absolutely brilliant, James. Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.